self shit to my brother. Some snake ass shit. I'm not proud of it, man. So I want to sit here humbly and sincerely apologize to you for any turmoil or dysfunction I caused between you and your family, bro. Love y'all.
Nah, wait a minute, man. We gotta talk, man. We gotta show them what we love them, man. Come on.
Okay, come on.
It's only right.
A few moments later.
This shirt makes me look like I have no neck. So there are, you know, as an adult, there are times in life where you can't believe what you were blessed with. One of mine was, the birth of my son. Who he's turned out to be, who he's turning out to be.
You just got this shit?
I did. At my career, I feel really, really lucky to have the career I had, like coming from nothing and then to be where I am. Can you stand up real quick? And then the fact that this woman is in love with me, like cripple. Like I can't. That's how I know. Praise you, Lord Jesus, Buddha, or universe, because somehow she's.
I love you.
She's next. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
She's with me. Oh my Lord! So for all you people out there who don't think there's a God or no higher being and no higher force, I know there is. Someone's looking out after me.
When you think about friends, business associates, even relatives, the one thing that we tend to fall out with each other about, no matter how deep or how successful the relationship has been up to that point, the one thing we fall out over is women. And even when we fall out over money, it's because somebody wanted more money to impress more women. And one example of this is B2K, Omarion, and Lil Fizz. Now, we all know that Lil Fizz ended up sleeping with Omarion baby mama April Jones, who now is being wifed up by Tay Diggs, which I don't know what kind of voodoo goodies that woman got, man, but I don't want no parts of it. But Omarion now says he helped Lil Fizz score the Love and Hip Hop gig while he was living with his mom. Man, let me tell you something. When you deal with these low vibrational people, man, these beta male simp manginas, man, you got to keep in mind that no matter what you give them, it doesn't make them less beta. It just makes them a beta with money, success, fame, notoriety, and your baby mama. Nowhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA. Let's talk about why you always allow yourself to be too friendly to enemies posing as allies. Now, as I stated, Omarion said he helped his former B2K bandmate secure a spot on the VH1 Love and Hip Hop. And shout out to Radar Online for this article, man. I want y'all to remember how Fizz was frolicking around publicly, like being booed up with this man's girlfriend, with this man's baby mama. And I think they may have even been engaged. But you got to think about this. Fizz was parading around like he was doing something other than being used by a woman to get back at a man that the relationship didn't work out with. And for all intents and purposes, Omarion was just used by this woman to be a baby daddy. Now she got a baby by a man who at least gonna get to some money, at least got some royalty checks coming. She can always get some money out of this man until that child is grown.
And just to rub it in and make it worse and to keep her name in the spotlight, she used his friend. Now, when the show first started, Omarion was on it with April Jones. When Omarion left the show, Fizz ended up with his baby mama, even though he had his own baby mama on the show. You know, some men, no matter what they have, they feel validated by what woman they can get. And if you listen to social media, you can hear this being perpetuated throughout social media. And these young guys are coming up believing that they can have all the money in the world, all the fame in the world, all the success in the world, and they still ain't shit until they got a woman. And so it causes them to be circling through the same small pool of women. The reality is, I'm glad that Omarion has wrapped his mind around the concept that this ain't worth giving no energy to. And he says he don't feel any way about it. He just feels like if they happy, then they should be happy.
This shirt makes me look like I have no neck. So there are, you know, as an adult, there are times in life where you can't believe what you were blessed with. One of mine was, the birth of my son. Who he's turned out to be, who he's turning out to be.
You just got the show?
I did. My career, I feel really, really lucky to have the career I had, like coming from nothing and then to be where I am. Can you stand up real quick? And then the fact that this woman is in love with me, like cripple. Like I can't. That's how I know. Praise you, Lord Jesus, Buddha, or universe, because somehow she's.
I love you.
She's next. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
She's with me. Oh my Lord. So for all you people out there who don't think there's a God or no higher being and no higher force, I know there is. Someone's looking out after me.
But they should change the narrative. They should just say that they met and that, they fell for each other and, they know the way it looked and all of that, but they didn't do that. Because here's the thing. It didn't last. It didn't last. Now, here's Lil Fizz biting the hand that feeds him, because the Millennium Tour, if y'all recall, that was Omarion's tour. Anytime B2K shows up, B2K can't perform without Omarion. Omarion can perform without B2K. So even though Fizz apologized in the middle of the Millennium Tour on stage, man, that shit is worthless. As a man, you shouldn't have to apologize for shit you shouldn't have done in the first place. If you shouldn't do it, you wouldn't have to apologize for it. So any woman who's been with any of my partners, any of my friends, any of my business constituents, any of my enemies, if you've been with anybody, I know you can't be with me. You simply can't be with me, because it reeks of desperation on my part. It makes it seem as if I'm willing to do anything for you, but not to get anything from you but intimacy. You got to think about, when you're the leader of the pack, somebody in the pack is jealous of you because they believe they should be the leader. Even though they don't have the talent, or they didn't put in the work, or they don't have the connection, or they don't have the finances, there is something that you have that they don't have, but they still believe that they should be the leader of the pack and not you. And that's what you have with Fizz and Omarion. Fizz felt like, I just want to do what you have already done. Because here's the thing about being the leader of the pack. They can't do what you do because you're in the front. You're the leader. So they take what they think in their mind is the next best thing, and they do what you've already done. So a man will go and be with a woman you've already been with. A lot of this comes from just pure envy. Now, envy is not going to rear its head when I'm making good money with you. I can check my envy enough where it won't mess up the money. But once the money is done, and I don't have any motivation to hold back my envy, then I'm going to let it all out. And that's what these guys feel, and that's what these guys believe. So if you have anybody in your life who is always down talking what you do, always acting like they could do it better, always trying to act like what you're doing isn't affecting their lives in a positive manner as well, you're always hearing rumors about this person is saying this about you, and if the wise people around you are telling you keep your eyes on that person, don't trust that person. The problem is a lot of you men don't listen to your OGs. You won't listen to your granddad because your granddad, you don't know that. You won't listen to your dad, you don't know that. You won't listen to your uncle, you don't know that. You won't listen to OGBOA. Man, times have changed. Yeah, times have changed, but not in a positive way. Times have changed because men are weaker, women are stronger, and relationships are backwards. So now more than ever, you should be listening to anyone around you whose wisdom, understanding, and knowledge you respect, because I promise you, you have people in your life that you shouldn't be trusting. Whether it's a woman you're being intimate with, or as a man you trust and call friend, or as a brother, a blood brother, who is really the recreation of Cain and Abel. But you don't know this because you're too busy flying by the seat of your pants through life, trying to do everything that feel good, trying to see everything that look good, trying to hear everything that sound good, trying to eat everything that tastes good, trying to touch everything that feel good. Instead of thinking about building your life right now for later on, you thinking about enjoying your life right now, and then in your mind you believe that later on you're just going to enjoy some more. But ask Lil Fizz how that worked out. Instead of being the number one compadre of the man who single-handedly catapulted him to where he was. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and this might hurt some feelings. Apply this to every facet of life. If I'm the lead singer, if I'm the business owner, if I'm the star of the team, if I'm the top executive, you're expendable. I'm not. Only the man at the top, only the leader of the pack is not expendable. Everyone else can be replaced. You could have moved those B2K parts around and put anybody in there. Yeah, you could have put Bow Wow in there. You could have put anybody in there. You could have did auditions and found two dudes to replace those other two guys, Fizz and I can't remember the other kid's name. But what I want you men to understand is this. You have to embrace your role. Everybody can't be the leader, but embrace your role. Be the best at that. Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing. That way you won't develop that envy. Envy yourself. Envy the better version of yourself. You know who I envy? The version of me that's even better than I am right now. The version of me that's even wiser than I am right now. The version of me that's even more patient than I am right now. The version of me that's even more spiritually astute than I am right now. The version of me that can do things and manifest things that I can't even manifest right now. That's the version of myself that I envy. That's the only person I envy. That's the one I'm chasing. And that's the one you should be chasing. The best version of yourself. I don't care who you date. I don't care who you mate. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is you becoming the most alpha version of yourself. Put yourself in the position you want to be in. Live the life you want to live. Take the gifts that you have. Don't worry about anybody else's gifts. Steph Curry wouldn't be breaking all of these three-point records that'll never be broken again if he was trying to be what LeBron was. And LeBron would not be arguably the greatest player to ever play the game with almost all of the scoring records and all of the other records at the top of the mountain, including the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, which will be put out of reach because the man has 2 or 3 more good years left in him. If he had been trying to jack up threes like Steph. You got to embrace who you are. The end result doesn't matter. Capitalizing on the gifts and strengths that you have right now on the journey, that's what matters. The end is only going to be what it's going to be. The result is only going to be what it's going to be. But you can only hope to get the best result in life if you put forth optimal effort. If you stop trying to enjoy your way through life, have fun your way through life. If you stop trying to live that life, then you'll put yourself in a position that you can be proud of, that you can be at peace with, that you can proudly promote that others imitate at least the process of progress and the journey to the position that you're in. So again, to Omarion, man, I say, man, listen, man, shout out to you for being the bigger man. Shout out to you for realizing that there's no need to fight that dude over your baby mama. There's no need to go back and forth. You, Omarion, you can still go on tour by yourself. And you can still bring them along if you want to, which is what I would do. I still bring them along. You ain't gonna make the money I make. You ain't gonna get the applause I get. And the backstage, if we talking about hanging out, kicking it with some women, you ain't gonna get the girls I get. You gonna get the girls left that I don't want. You gonna get the money that I tell them, okay, this is what I'm gonna give Fizz. You gonna come on stage for as long as I want you to. You gonna come on stage after my solo set. That's the power. The power is never in the woman. Let that fool have the broad. That's the least important part of power there is, the woman. Everything else is the power. Because even when a woman gone, you still got the power. And all he got is the woman. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being too hard on old Fizz and April Jones, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm exhibiting a little bit of toxic masculinity. I don't think so. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.